that trust is going to be funded with assets from someone other than the beneficiary. So like if your mom, your dad, your cousin, your ex-girlfriend or whatever is throwing money into your account, it's going to build its wealth. This is third-party SNTs. This is commonly used for advanced planning for loved ones with special needs, somebody who can't fend for themselves. And then this can be included in a will or a living trust or as a standalone trust where it just does what it does on its own. So the purposes behind that is going to be preserving the eligibility for means tested by government benefits like Medicaid and SSI, meaning that you're going to have a shit ton of money in your trust, but you're going to issue yourself a little bit of money at a time so that you're meeting the guidelines of income received, whether it's taxable or non-taxable income, the leverage upon income received where you're not losing out your benefits because you get too much money in a short period of time. It's going to allow the beneficiaries to receive supplemental support, and that's going to be crucial to maintaining their benefits. And then it's going to provide funds for expenses not covered by government programs the same way. But when you're considering trying to get you an NST, one of the things that you may want to remember, because while you can qualify as a QDIST, you got to remember that the tax advantages are pretty steep, or they're pretty good for you, but the entitlement for higher personal exemptions is going to be as much as like $3,800 as dated back in 2012 compared to the regular trust. That's only going to get 100 in qualifiable deductions. So you can potentially allow both the trust and beneficiary to claim personal exemptions, which could definitely maximize the quantity of profits that you get off of the trust, which means that you overall don't have to pay as much. You might end up paying like 20% of what you would have originally paid. So if you was paying 20%, now you're probably paying like 4% because they shaved off a bunch because of this trust here. So depending on the source of funding, you can establish the right type of NS or SNT by using either beneficiary's assets or third-party assets, and then this is going to require careful consideration for the beneficiary to meet the needs of their circumstances. Then you need to make state plans for the family with special needs individuals, because you got to make sure that everybody is covered under that particular type of concept. Now, your special needs trust are going to be a very complex thing to utilize, but it's going to give you the guidance and ability to establish a estate, a large quantity of stuff that you can manage correctly. A lot like Red Remington from Blacklist. Your assets will outweigh the cost of setting it up. So I strongly encourage for you to take the time to at least get one trust created in your life. The same way back when I was a teenager, people were saying, "Oh, get your living will set up." You gotta be like Kobe. You gotta have every little detail updated. But he did it like once a year, and it wasn't enough because something happened halfway through the year, and he had one that was 6 months old that the information wasn't updated. You got to do it as soon as a change happens, and that is a revocable trust.